So thanks for hanging out for the last few minutes. Just wanted to make sure that everybody got into the room and ready to start. So got a little presentation for you today. We're going to be talking about Facebook reach and basically how it's changed over the past few months to bring down the visibility of your posts from your page to your followers. So I've basically found a few different strategies that work really well, and I'm going to go over them here so you can learn from them. And at the end of this webinar, there's going to be a special offer for 20% off of our service for the first invoice, which you'll be able to combine also for a 6-month prepayment that will get you an additional 10% off on that 6 months. So without further ado, let me start the screen share, and we'll be able to get going. So Facebook reach is now at 3%, and we're going to fight back with engagement strategies. If you're watching this, make sure to tune in to the strategy session hashtag on Twitter. And if you'd like to follow along on influxstrategies.com/webinar, we've got a Twitter chat, an email opt-in, and a Facebook comment so we can all stay in touch with each other. So just when you thought you were doing it right, Facebook changed the game. That's right. They're actually demanding money now for any kind of reach, and that means any post you make is only going to reach about 3% of your followers. So what is Facebook page reach exactly? A lot of people seem to have some misconceptions about it. They think that when they make a post, everybody who's following them is actually going to get that into their feed. When in reality, the feed is curated down to only a few various messages to a small portion of the followers. And there are several different algorithms that go into ranking how much those actually display or not. But for the most part, it has to do with whether the page is paying or not. So the way it works is people like your page to receive your updates, and then you write posts to reach your followers' update streams. But just because you post doesn't mean you will be seen. So have you boosted your posts to reach more followers? And they got you to pay for likes. Now you will pay for delivery. That basically means that Facebook ads have taken a lot of money from a lot of people just to raise the likes on their page. Now, all those likes don't really even count for anything. They're just numbers on your page to show that people like you. You're not actually getting through to anyone. So we're going to figure out some strategies that actually get around that. And what was meager at 12% about October of last year has seriously dropped now down to 3%. And it doesn't seem to be getting any worse. It's just as bad as it can get now at this point. And many sources have recorded this huge drop in page reach. So I hope we have hit rock bottom. Can't go much lower than 3%. This definitely is unsociable, to say the least. Why are they doing this? It's pretty simple. Money. And you're right where they want you. So Facebook wants you to follow a certain engagement strategy on their platform that involves utilizing their advertising platform. That's the only way they're going to return an investment to their IPO. There's only one way, is through advertisement. So they've done everything they can to make their platform extremely valuable to advertisers. They've gotten every little bit of our lives categorized into profiles that are very effective at targeting all kinds of advertisements to us. So Facebook is a great advertising network, but that's about it. The days of using it for social media or free advertising or just connecting with people as a brand are pretty much over. So I know how you're probably feeling right now, but let's talk about alternatives. What you're going to learn in this session is how to find pages followed by your audience, pick the most active and engaged pages, differentiate between communities and brands, engage with your audience in comments, getting your followers to other networks, engaging on those other social networks, and then how to have it all done for you very affordably. I'll get to this part a little bit later, but for now, let's take it back to Facebook. So let's just use my brand page as an example here. I'm in Flux Strategies, and I want to find all kinds of people who are in the niche of, small business who needs help with their marketing, or a marketing agency who maybe needs to outsource and get some extra help to cover the needs of their clients, or wants to find more items to sell that they don't have to cover the overhead and management and project coordination. So let's just say, sticking to that niche of finding fellow marketers, I'm going to type in just marketer, or let's say marketing, and I'm going to do a quick search. Hope it doesn't take me to the first result. Oh, of course it does. So first thing here, you're going to notice that I've actually been signed in as my personal user, Pete. I'm going to need to go and sign in, use the arrow over here to use Facebook as my page. I've got a few different other pages here, but that's how we get to it. And now that you actually are signed in as your page, you can go to the search bar and search for the topic that your demographic is most interested in. If you're a food brand, you might type in, gluten-free if you serve gluten-free products, or, yoga if you deal with yoga instructors. Wherever your demographic is, you want to be there. So what are they looking for on Facebook? What are they connecting with? Go and connect with those places. You're going to find them. So just to give a few examples here, we've got a company page, Marketing Personal, with 210,000 followers. That's got quite a bit of engagement too, 12,000 talking. Marketing Evolution has 1,300 users. I guess that's an app actually though. So the way to bring this down is over here, the search filters. Use the page search filter, and you'll find everything here from local businesses to larger fish marketing. Possibly, yeah, it's an advertising agency, but it's only got 809 likes. They're local to me. 19 talking. Not nearly as engaged as this Marketing Personal. 210,000 like this. So I'm going to go in here and check it out. So we just figured out where our target audience is, and of those several pages, which has the most engagement based on the number of people talking and the number of people liking. Unfortunately, I don't speak Spanish, and Facebook doesn't have any kind of filtering for that. So we'll keep looking. DIY Marketing Center. Social butterfly marketing. Well, there's all kinds of different possibilities here. But let's talk about specifically inbound. So as you can see, it can take a bit of research to find the right communities to engage with. Here we've got several relevant pages. Here's even a community page, which is great because another topic we were covering here is the difference between community pages and brand pages. A brand page is going to be a company like Inbound Labs, and they are probably going to want their page to stay mostly relevant to their own brand. Rather topical, and I'm sure they would appreciate the commentary. All brands really enjoy having engagement on their page. It actually does good things for them and you when you're there. But having a community makes it a little more open to being self-promoting and a little more open to linking to various things rather than just adding to the conversation. So of the different pages that were there, I picked this one because it was community and it had 4,700 likes. pretty sizable community. But then once you're there, there's really no activity on any of these comments. Not a good place to be engaging. So let's go back and pick another. Here's inbound now. It's got 33,000. Only 130 talking, but it's still at least a community. This is all just for example's sake. I honestly picked this keyword right off the top of my head, just to show you how easy this is. Oh, and of course it's Facebook, so things are a little bit laggy. Extremely laggy today. All right, here we go. Am I going to be able to find a good example here? So we've got some people liking. That's considered engagement. Still not a whole lot of comments. So I'm going to completely change things up and show you a different demographic here. Eventually, when Facebook starts letting my browser come back to life. There we go. Let's just talk vegan. And I work with a couple vegan brands, so I'm in this area quite a bit. If you search vegan pages, you will find some very active communities. People very much like talking about veganism. Some communities, an interest page, a website page, and we're going to go for vegan recipes with 169,000 likes, 12,000 talking, or we could go with veganism, but it only has 422 talking. So this is by far the most engaged community here that we've seen, 12,000 talking. So let's go through and check it out. Oh, I really wish I had a better Facebook connection here. Seems a bit laggy for the webinar. Here you can see there have been 3 more comments on top of these 2, so 5 comments on the latest post. Let's see, 244 shares. That has a lot of reach. 53 comments. So you start to see where you can start making connections and start commenting, start showing your brand authority. And if I were a vegan brand, I would want to come in here and just start talking with people. You know, I'd see, an old favorite, veggie sausage and mash. I'd think, wow, that sounds really good. So just pretending I'm a vegan brand here, not my Influx Strategies marketing brand, but if I were a vegan brand, I would probably say something like, wow, this looks amazing. Would be even better with some super coconut oil on top. And super coconut oil is just a good, brand statement there. Let's just replace that with whatever you want. Nude Food Bar, Lara Bar, if you were working for those companies. Whatever you happen to be doing, you can come up with all kinds of commentary, and we do every day, just figuring out from what the brand really represents, how they want to be engaging with people, what kind of topics do they want to bring up or be involved in, what do they want to avoid, and appropriate places to push product where you can see that it's actually relevant. Then people will not reject it. It will be taken as good commentary. From that point, you could, see that your link to a product starts getting click-throughs. But even without a link, the value in doing this is that your name, that icon right there, and this name right here with a link to your page is now associated with the commentary that you brought to this community, this active, engaged community, which is actually seeing posts from this page. You just jumped the barrier between your page not having any reach to a community where 12,000 people are talking. And those 12,000 people are now able to see your post, whereas before, 22 out of your 2,000 were able to see it. And now you're actually getting reach. You're actually talking with the people in your community that are most likely to become your customers or your brand ambassadors. They're most likely to follow your page and go on to follow you on other places. So we've talked about how to find pages followed by your audience, how to pick the most active and engaged pages. We've talked about the difference between community and brand pages, and we've even given a quick short sample of how to engage with your audience in a comment. Just right here, if I were a brand name called Super Coconut Oil, I think that should be just covered with my product right there. It looks delicious, and I'm sure everybody would agree if they had any idea what super coconut oil is, and that's probably going to prompt them to go figure it out. A click through to my Facebook page and then onto my website would take them right there, and they know it. So any kind of references you can make without being a sales agent. You're still doing PR here. You're being engaging in your community. You're being social. You're not doing sales. But if you're trying to generate sales, you should keep that in mind. Just a quick tip. So to kind of finalize where this goes, after you've really found your places on Facebook, one quick tip is when you do find these places and you're under your pages, you're signed in as your page, you can go through and like them. And once you've liked them, if you hit the F up here next to the search bar, it will take you to your page's personal Facebook stream. Your update stream is full of posts from the communities that you're following. And you should be liking the most engaging communities so that you're not wasting your time looking at posts that you don't actually want to reply to because you're not going to get exposure, if that is your strategy. So right here, I'm able to see there are several recent posts from pages that I am following. I did just start this Facebook page, so I don't give a whole lot of merit to Facebook anymore, and I really didn't spend a whole lot of time building or promoting this, but I figured if I was doing a presentation on Facebook reach, I ought to at least have a page for my own brand, since I've been managing other brands for so long. It just took me this long to get around to it. And I've only been following one person, apparently. So now that you've learned a bit about Facebook, we want to try to come around to the fact that Facebook is not our friend. Facebook is not trying to help us out. They really just want us to get on there, get invested in their platform, and then invest in their advertising platform. And once you do that, you might as well stick around. You're investing more in their platform, and you might as well have your stuff there. But if you don't plan on spending a lot of money on advertising with Facebook, you need to figure out where else to go. So a few tips: Google+, Pinterest, Instagram, and Twitter. Those are the places where consumers still are able to get an equal share of their following pages posts. So if you are spending your time on those networks, you're actually getting through to your followers. Now I know Google Plus doesn't have a whole lot of viewership, doesn't have a whole lot of usership. It's pretty fresh, and a lot of people are either distrustworthy of Google, or they just don't like the feel. Google Plus is made for marketing. It has all kinds of features built in, and aside from just being well designed and having good features, it's Google. Talk about SEO. I mean, there is no gaming Google anymore unless you're using their Google Plus platform. And you're not really gaming them at that point. You're just doing things right in their eyes, creating engaging topics and getting people involved and using their platform to do it. They make enough money through AdWords. They don't seem to be too concerned about leveraging their social platform. I'm sure they're collecting lots of data, and that's increasing the value of their AdWords platform for targeting. But you're going to have a lot better chances of getting through to people on those networks. One thing you can do with Google+, like what we were just doing in Facebook, if you don't have a huge following on your own page, you would want to go and find communities. So let me sign in as my page here real quick. Now, I've already followed several communities, joined several communities. So just to give you an idea of what I search for on Google, it is large followers, large followerships, lots of memberships in these communities. So here, you can see there's a community with 15,000, a community with 3,000, with 52,000. And what you can do is share your posts that are on your page with these communities. You can start going into the communities and identifying people that you'd be interested in communicating with, either on a promotional basis or on a consumer basis. You can just start actively engaging and let yourself be known. Once you start coming through and plussing some stuff, reading about it, commenting on it, you start to get known. People start to notice your name. You're getting exposure. It's the root of the word. So do that. Do that on Google+, do that on Twitter, do that on Pinterest and on Instagram. LinkedIn too, if you have a business-to-business product, or if that's mainly how you work. And that should really bring some wonders to your business. I mean, your social media strategy needs to be targeted at places where you're actually going to get seen. So the pitch, I'll make this short and sweet. My company is Influx Strategies, and we work with a lot of different businesses to manage social media from 4 different aspects of broadcasting, networking, engaging, and support. We do consulting and ongoing coaching plans. We work with the press, and we do public relations, press releases. We write blogs and do promotion of blogs. We do email marketing, advertising like pay-per-click, AdWords, and Facebook even too, because it's a great advertising platform. And we set up Google Analytics and do SEO. We do all kinds of stuff other than Google Analytics, social media analytics and such. So I encourage you to, within the next 36 hours, get in touch by email or phone and save 20% off your first service invoice, an extra 10% off any 6-month prepayment. And you can go to influxstrategy.com right now, go to our services section, and start looking at what we have, because we have some great prices. It makes it very affordable to outsource various aspects of your campaigns or manage the whole thing entirely. So I hope you will take us up on this offer. Send an email just in the next 36 hours to get the process started. You don't have to make a payment right this second, but I want to know that you're interested by the end of tomorrow. By this weekend, I want to make sure that we're on the right track to get your social media strategy, your whole internet marketing campaign in the right place. Thank you for spending your time with me today, and I look forward to speaking with you. Have a good one.